fantastic to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
And my first question is, do you know what I'm going to ask you?
I knew you were going to ask that.
Yeah,
so yes, that's the interview over. Thanks, and see you again soon.
So you've made a big splash wherever you've been going. I was watching you today on America's Got Talent. Big production, big name. What is that doing for your career now?
My career was always busy. I'm very lucky that I've been busy for the last few years, thankfully. But I'd spent last year in America on tour over there anyway, and they'd kindly been asking for a little while if I would go do the show. And yeah, it's you know, it's helping everything else that I wanted to do move and progress even faster.
I want to talk a little bit about what you actually do shortly, but one of the things that I've noticed specifically on these shows, and especially on America's Got Talent, is your stage presence and your confidence. And I think that whatever it is, whatever process you're going through, that confidence must be a vital part in order for you to do what you do.
Yeah, no, I laugh when you say that, because if you'd known me when I was like a kid, I was the most shy, reserved individual you'd ever met. So to hear someone say, you look very confident, I laugh, because it's like, it's almost, you know, and there are moments I remember being on that stage and having to pinch myself thinking, there are 16 million people watching this live at the moment, and here I am. Whatever. Yeah, it's like, when did that happen? It really is quite surreal. But yeah, absolutely, being in control of situations with the sort of stuff that I do, which does rely a lot more in the psychology and the suggestibility of people, confidence, assertiveness, but positive assertiveness is certainly a big aspect of that. And I remember going through a phase in my late teens, early 20s of, someone said it was nothing to do with performing in this sense, it was more to do with acting, the idea of faking it until you really have it. And I remember going through a phase of pretending to be confident. And then one day I realized, I don't think I'm pretending anymore. I think now it's, you know, you just learn that.
It does work, that positive reinforcement.
Absolutely, yeah. And yeah, before I knew it, it'd become natural and more enjoyable for myself and I hope for the audience.
Now Sherlock Holmes, because I'm a big fan, I have read and reread those books. I think they're
timeless, right? They're great.
Yeah, and of course you grew up on them and,
obsessed.
And in a sense led you down this field.
Yeah. No, well, I was 8 when I discovered them. I remember playing hide and seek in the school library and looking up and seeing this book with a silly cover with a man with a silly hat smoking a pipe, and I thought, why is that a thing? And I picked it up by chance, opened it to a page where he was doing what I class as the cool stuff, where he was revealing things. But not only that, he then explained how he knew, and this was like amazing to me. But the way they were written, I assumed until the age of 10 that Sherlock Holmes at some point had actually existed. So I discovered he wasn't, you know, no Santa, devastated as you can imagine. But yeah, that very much was the bug. I got signs. So where a lot of magicians in the show will maybe have had magic sets as a kid, I remember getting microscopes and sets to go collect and examine bugs and flowers, and I was very into science, and that led to forensic investigation, which led to a love of psychology and hypnotism, but I got into comedy and started mixing it all together off the back of that. But yeah, Sherlock Holmes very much was the initial spark.
Now he explains a number of times to Watson, and Watson asks for explanations of how this happened. He said, well, if I tell you, it'll seem commonplace.
Yeah. Because of course the mystique around using these techniques is what keeps people guessing. Absolutely. I suppose that's what's different to me. So the show that we're doing here, The Magicians, the 5 different magicians who specialize in different areas, whether it's sleight of hand, whether it's manipulation, whether it's, you know, Charlie Frye, who does more visual skill like you would have seen back in the vaudeville day. I'm somewhere on the fence where I'm kind of half showing you how I'm doing what I'm doing. I don't want to reveal the full game, because then it does become, when I say disappointing, I heard an amazing quote by a magician called Michael Weber, which said, he said, magicians keep secrets for people, not from people. And I think that's an amazing quote, right? Because as soon as you know, and also I think if you're only trying to work out the secret, you've missed the point. The reason I love watching the other 4 guys in the show is that it's very much about the art and the imagination and drawing people in and that engagement and that interaction, which is why I love the mentalism stuff so much, is because it really is about that just connection with people. It strips away all the cheesy nonsense you expect from a typical magic show, and it makes it about you and them and giving them that immersive experience that they won't get with any other show. Like in a sense.
I guess the last thing I wanted to know about you, obviously this is a career path, you're earning money from it, you're getting a lot of notice. what else is this career doing for you personally? I mean, you say you were a shy boy from Scotland, and you know, so what is it? What do you get out of it other than material?
This is the stuff I think about constantly, is performing, improving. You know, I'm my own worst critic for the best possible reasons. I'm constantly trying to improve the material, the stories, the lines, the bits, the moments. And for me, being able to share that creation, you know, that artistic piece, whatever it may be, with an audience is the absolute dream. You know, and I think now I'm in a place where people love seeing the things that I come up with and how I can push it in new directions, and really about giving people an experience that they won't get watching other theatre shows, that they won't get from just watching it on TV. Ways of making the audience as involved with it as they want to be. And for me, that really is, you know, it's been the dream since I was a kid, and now that I get to live that, I'm delighted.